Good morning everybody, this is Lara with your Monday to Friday update for Bitcoin, Ethereum and XRP. They've all moved lower and that's what I was expecting for the short term, so let's have a look and see if we have any indication that this pullback for any of them could be complete here. For Bitcoin, I expect pretty good support here at 63.70. Price approached that area here and broke through, tested support along here, a little overshoot back down here, another test of support, moved up and away, and now a deeper test of support. It looks quite likely that Bitcoin's pullback could be complete, but what I want to see for confidence in that first is a bullish reversal pattern. So let's see if the current session for 20th of March can close potentially as a hammer candlestick pattern or maybe a piercing pattern. Let's have a look at the wick on this candlestick. Is it going to remain relatively long on the lower wick, or is it going to be even upper and lower wick? So I'll be having a close look at that candlestick tomorrow, and then the next thing I'd want to see would be it to be followed through by a strong upward session with some increase in volume beyond the 20th of March. So I'll be following 20th of March pretty closely to try and identify if a little pullback could be complete here. The 19th of March did see some volume pushing price lower, but it's not as strong as the 14th of March. So overall, a little bit of a decline in volume from here to here as price falls overall of its own weight, but short-term day on day, a wee increase in volume pushing price lower. Now, this is one of the things about lows for cryptocurrencies. They really are rather hard to identify, and this is one of the reasons why. At lows, downward movement can end with volume spikes for the short, middle, longer term. But also, when price is moving lower, it can be pushed lower by increasing volume, and it really is impossible to tell which of those two scenarios is correct. Volume pushing price lower to continue lower, or strong volume at the end of downward movement. Makes those lows really hard to identify, and that's one reason why I'm really going to be focusing on the 20th of March. Is it a bullish reversal pattern for the candlestick? ADX is declining, it's down below 45, so it's out of extreme territory. The DX lines have crossed over, indicating a potential trend change from up to down, but no downward trend is yet indicated. ADX in this instance is telling us there's no clear trend for Bitcoin at this time frame. This pullback has brought RSI nicely into neutral territory, now below 50 after it reached deeply overbought and exhibited double bearish divergence. So we needed that pullback to relieve extreme overbought conditions, and that's exactly what's happened, so that's really good to see. It's normal to see pullbacks and consolidations within a healthy bullish run. Price is not always going to move in a straight line. Sometimes it can with these cryptos, sometimes you can see vertical upward movement, but within the bullish run I wouldn't be expecting vertical upward movement right now, not yet. Money flow also reached fairly overbought and exhibited double bearish divergence. That too is now nicely in neutral territory, although for money flow it's above 50. ATR starting to show some decline as price moves lower, so that's actually good to see. Now, if we're seeing a pullback complete, I would expect a bit of weakness at the end of the pullback, and then I would expect volatility to again continue to show an increase as price moves up off lows. So, along with the candlestick pattern and volume, I'm going to be looking for an increase in ATR for the 20th and 21st of March if we have a short-term low in place for Bitcoin. My Elliott Wave count for Ethereum remains very bullish, and just a reminder, I am able to share with you my Elliott Wave analysis for Ethereum at the moment, but that's going to change soon as we make this a subscription available on our website. That's actually a good thing for you, because if you want expert Elliott Wave analysis of Ethereum, you're going to be able to get it. We're going to be providing a much more comprehensive report and video every week for Ethereum's Elliott Wave and technical analysis on a subscription basis. And then for the YouTube channel, we're going to be adding free analysis of Solana, so you will lose your free Ethereum Elliott Wave analysis, but if you want it, you can get it on our website, and you're going to gain free analysis of Solana in coming weeks. If you are interested in comprehensive expert Elliott Wave analysis for Ethereum, click on the link below to sign up to our notification list of when we launch this on a subscription basis. You'll be able to get a grandfather rate, and we're going to offer a really good rate only for 24 hours absolutely never to be offered again. So click on the link below to make sure you're informed of when that happens. My Elliott Wave count for Ethereum sees a third wave at minor degree, and you have to fit this daily time frame into weekly and monthly. Minor 3 is part of intermediate 3, primary 3 and cycle 3. So at minor degree, we've got 4 degrees of third wave unfolding, and potentially the middle of it could have passed back here. It does exhibit pretty strong momentum, but I am also aware that we could move the degree of labeling within this impulse down 1 degree, and this could just be another first wave within minute 3 unfolding. In coming weeks, I'm going to be publishing that as an alternate for our new membership, and I'm going to consider alternates alongside this main wave count, but just for now, let's keep it simple. If minute wave 3 is unfolding, it may only subdivide as an impulse, and we may have 1, 2, 3 could be complete here, 4 could be complete as a sharp zigzag, may not move into wave 1 price territory below 2717.20 if it continues lower, but if it does continue any lower, I would look for support at the lower edge of this channel. I've drawn it from this high to this high, placed a copy down to sit on these lows, so it's in a best fit acceleration channel. Looks like a pretty decent channel. I'd expect the lower edge to provide support. Minuet wave 4 may have ended just a bit below the log function of the 0.382 Fibonacci ratio, which is at 3201.62. When I have confidence that Minuet 4 is complete and I know the starting point for Minuet 5, then I'll be able to calculate a target for Minuet wave 3 at Minuet and minute degrees. At that stage, I may actually publish something that I'm happy to call a target. For now, these numbers are just ballpark figures of possible areas where these third waves could go. For my own investing purposes, I do own some Ethereum that I bought quite a few years ago now. I'm hanging on to that, and I'm waiting for the end of primary 3 or cycle 3, depending on what time, what date those big third waves end, how old I am and what I'm doing with my life at that stage. I may exit at the end of primary 3, or I would rather actually hold on throughout primary 4 to get the gains of primary 5 to end cycle 3. So I'm not looking at these numbers to make an exit for Ethereum at all. For now, for Ethereum, I'm going to use the Fibonacci ratio is 11.09 because Ethereum isn't as volatile as other cryptos. This one has lower volatility than Bitcoin and most other cryptos, and its third waves are a lot longer than its first, but not as extreme as other cryptos. So 11.09 is an extreme Fibonacci ratio for a normal market like euro or gold, but not so much for a crypto. So if minute 3 is 11.09 times the length of minute 1, it would end at 11.868, and the same calculation for minor 3 could see it potentially ending about 13.325. Prices moving lower. It looks like a fairly decent 3-wave structure, but yeah, a couple of long lower wicks in here, but we could have an A, B, C. So far it looks potentially like a completed counter trend movement. And the candlestick for the 20th of March, like Bitcoin, so far is developing a bullish long lower wick, but it's only 3:45 in the morning, New York time, so there's many hours to go for the 20th of March. Let's see how this candlestick unfolds. Is it going to be a bullish reversal pattern? Will there be push from volume within the session? I'll have to look at hourly volume bars for that. And will it be followed by any decent upward movement with a strong bullish candlestick with increase in volume? If we see those things, then I would have confidence in a low for Ethereum about support here at 3,050. But if we don't see strength, a bullish reversal pattern and strength following today's session for tomorrow, then I would expect we could see a continuation of a pullback. For the short term, volume is pushing price lower for Ethereum. I go back to the problem with volume around lows though. Volume will be pushing price lower during the middle of a downward movement for crypto and can spike at the end. Is this the middle or the end of downward movement? It's impossible to know which of those two scenarios volume is telling us. We have to wait for bullish reversal patterns and strength off lows. ADX is declining. It's pulled below 45. Previously, the upward trend was indicated as very extreme. Now, ADX is declining, indicating no clear trend. This pullback has managed to bring ADX out of extreme territory and into more neutral territory. That's good to see. We did need some pullback to relieve short-term extreme conditions. It's pulled RSI well below overbought, getting closer toward oversold. If RSI does reach oversold, I would be considering that quite a strong bullish signal. It's not there yet though. There is a little bit more room for price and RSI to continue lower before it reaches extreme territory in the other direction. This pullback has pulled money flow also back well into neutral, now below 50 after reaching overbought and exhibiting double bearish divergence. So unsurprising, we got some pullback. The question now is this pullback complete, or is it going to continue a bit lower? A little bit of a decline in volatility. It's actually good to see for a pullback, but again, we need to wait for the 20th and 21st of March. Those candlesticks and the volume profile are going to start to tell us, do we have a short-term low in place? Is the next bull run just beginning? My Elliott Wave count for XRP is the same now. It expects a leading expanding diagonal could be complete again for another first wave. Following that, a zigzag relatively deep could now be complete for a second wave correction, ending just a little bit below the log function of the 0.618 Fibonacci ratio at 0.5745. If it continues lower, minute 2 may not move beyond the start of 1, below 0.4883. For XRP, the situation's pretty much the same as the other two. The candlestick for the 20th of March so far has a bullish long lower wick, but at 3:45 in the morning, New York time, there's still a long way to go for this session to complete. When it is complete, I'll be looking inside the session of hourly volume bars to try and identify the volume profile as bullish or bearish. If XRP continues lower, we may see another final test of the 54-55 cent area for support. That area provided resistance back here, a breakthrough, tests of support, a little overshoot there, another overshoot here, test of support here, moved up and away, could be coming back for a final test of support before finally moving up and away with more confidence. A little bit of volume pushing price lower for XRP, but overall more of a decline in volume than the other two. A little bit more clear for XRP, so a little bit of weakness in this downward movement. Strongly suggests that this downward movement is a counter trend movement because previous upward movement had really strong increases in volume and range. That's very bullish for the short term for XRP. There is strength to the upside. ADX is still declining. The DX lines are whipsawing. No clear trend for XRP. It's set itself up now for a very strong signal. If we see the black ADX line rise up and reach 15 with a positive slope, then whichever DX line is above is going to tell us the direction of the trend, and the black ADX line will be telling us there is a trend in either direction. In a very early stage, it will be an extremely strong bullish or bearish signal for XRP. We can't tell yet what direction that signal will be in, but so far the positive line remains above the negative. That could change though, they are whipsawing. This pullback for XRP has brought RSI, which reached overbought, nicely into neutral territory below 50. Money flow never reached extreme, it remains neutral. And ATR showing a little bit of a decline for all of them for the last session. A little bit of weakness at the end of that downward movement. So the candlestick for the 20th and the 21st for all of them is going to be really important. I'll be covering that in detail with you tomorrow. I hope everyone's having a lovely day. I had a really lovely time in St Andrews, and today I headed up to Inverness. I think that's how you say it. Absolutely loving Scotland so far. It's absolutely beautiful, and I'm really looking forward to seeing your Highlands.